Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. So I saw this tag video over on Risa Does Makeup channel, and it's where you pick one product per category that you would use for the rest of your life. So one primer, one foundation, one concealer, and I thought it would be really fun to do it here on my channel. I'm not sure who started the tag, but if you know, definitely let me know in the comments so I can tag them as well. I will tag Risa in the description since I found the video from her. But if you want to see what products I would choose to use for the rest of my life, then keep on watching. Okay, so first up for primer, which this one was kind of hard for me. I had about 3 that I was going in between, but I decided to go with none other than the One Size Beauty Secure the Blur Primer. I absolutely love this primer. Every time I put it on, my pores literally disappear from my face. So for that reason, I have to go with One Size Beauty. Next up for foundation, if you guys have been following me for a while, you know what I'm about to say. And of course, it is my Huda Beauty Faux Filter Foundation. This is the new formula that she just launched recently. I did a comparison video on the old formula versus the new formula. So if you haven't seen that, I will leave it in the description box for you, but I use the shade Latte. So of course I had to choose this one. So next up for concealer, I love a good bright white under eye. I love a full coverage concealer. So with those being said, I had to go with my Bougie Clé de Peau concealer. I use this in the shade Ivory. I love this concealer. It is so good. It doesn't crease. It doesn't get cakey. It doesn't get weird. It's a really good formula, and I love that it is a brush tip applicator. I've talked about this concealer so many times, and it's just one that never disappoints. Next up is setting powder. This one for me was super easy. I had to, of course, go with my One Size Beauty setting powder. I use it in the shade Translucent. I don't know what it is about Patrick Starr's One Size Beauty line, but it is just mind-blowing. Like, his products are so good. I do love his eyeshadow palette as well, but the complexion products, the setting powder, the primer, they really just blur every single imperfection off your face. It's so good. So this one blew me away from the second I first tried it. So of course, One Size Beauty is my go-to setting powder. Okay, so next up for contour, I was kind of stuck because do I pick a cream contour? Do I pick a powder contour? Do I get one from each category, or do I only have to pick one bronzer, one contour product? Because you can contour and bronze with one product if it's the right shade and undertone for you. So I'm kind of going between two. So for the cream bronzer, which I use this to contour with as well, this is the Chanel Healthy Glow Bronzing Cream. I absolutely love this. This is my second or third one of these. I go through them pretty quickly. I just think they work so well with my skin. The only downer to this bronzing cream is that this is the only shade that Chanel makes this product in. Yes, one shade. I know, it's crazy, it's ridiculous. I think hopefully by now they kind of got the memo that they need more shades, but this one just happens to work for me. I love the formula. I will say the original formula was just a tad bit better, but this one is still really good. I love it. But if I had to pick one powdered bronzer, I would have to go for my ride or die, which is the Benefit Hula bronzer. This one is so good. This one for me, I can use as a contour as well, which I love. I always use this. I think it is so pretty on the skin. And it's one of the few bronzers that doesn't disappear over time on me. So I love this one. If I'm only allowed to choose one bronzer, either my Hula or my Chanel, I'm definitely gonna have to go with the Hula. I can live without a cream bronzer, but this one, no, I cannot live without it. Setting spray. So after I do my complexion products, I always set my face before I even start my eyes. And setting sprays can be really good or really bad. But this one for me never fails, and it is none other than the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray. I love this. It really blends my complexion products into my skin nicely. It keeps them lasting all day. This is one that I can totally use for the rest of my life. Okay, brow product, right? Jenna doesn't do her brows ever. Well, kind of, sort of. So I don't like do my brows like everybody else in the world does, but I do have two spots, one on either brow, where it's just thin. I got them waxed years ago and it just never grew back. It was one of those moments when you're like 14, right? So what I use to kind of fill in those areas is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz in the shade Granite. I have very dark brows naturally. Like my brow hairs are jet black. Jet black. So I can't really use a brown or even gray. It looks not that great on me, but this Granite shade is the perfect one. So this is my forever brow product. Next up for highlight. This one was tough for me because I was going between 2 or 3 different highlights and it took me a minute to choose, okay? Because 2 of them, the other 2 are so good, but this one just, I think, takes the cake by a little bit. And my forever highlight product would have to be Jaclyn Cosmetics. Her highlights are so bomb and beautiful and blinding, and I mean, like, why wouldn't you want to wear this for the rest of your life, right? So good. This is the Flash palette. I also have the darker one as well, which I like to use more in the summertime. But this one I will use all year round. Even if it's summertime, I'll use these highlights for my eye area or my nose. I just love her highlight formula. She does have some loose highlights, which for some reason I cannot find right now. They're somewhere in here. But they are the powdered highlights or the loose highlights. They are freaking bomb. So I know she just launched an Ulta. So if you have a chance and your Ulta carries it, go there, buy one, try them out. They're so good. You will not regret it. These, I think she announced too that you can buy them individually now. I'm not sure. I think it's all the shades. But anyway, best highlight, hands down. My forever eyeshadow base would have to be the P. Louise eyeshadow base in Rumor 1. I absolutely love this. I have very oily eyelids, so 9 times out of 10 primers do not work for me. I've tried almost every brand and there's only 2 that I know that work for me, and one is P. Louise and the other is the original NARS eyeshadow primer, the clear one in the white tube. This one though, the P. Louise one, works significantly better than the NARS one in my opinion. So this one is it for me. Shadows. Okay, this was tough because I'm like, do I pick one shadow? I should probably be more realistic and pick a palette. But then do I pick a neutral palette, or can I pick one neutral, one colorful? Like, I was way overthinking this. Like, it got to the point where I was thinking that I was never going to be able to use anything else again. And I had to bring myself back to reality. But I think if I was going to go for one palette, a neutral palette, I would pick the Natasha Denona Glam palette because it has every shade you could possibly need for a gorgeous neutral look. I love her mattes. I love the shimmers. And this is one of those palettes that you can create a ton of looks with. So I think I would have to pick this one for my neutral palette. Now, because I overthink everything, I do want to at least show you one colorful palette that I could easily use the rest of my life. And it is the Jaclyn Hill Volume 2 palette. I love this palette. When she first launched this, the colors just spoke to me. I mean, oh, it's so beautiful. It's perfect for summer, of course, but even every day with all her neutrals. You can get into the berry colors for the winter. I mean, the oranges and the golds for fall. Like, this could really be an all year palette. I absolutely love this palette. If I had to choose between one, Jaclyn Hill or Natasha Denona, I'd probably go for Jaclyn. I get bored of neutrals after a while, so I know I would want some color in my life. So I think if I had to pick one eyeshadow palette, it would be the Jaclyn Volume 2. And for eye products, you guys already know what I'm going to say, so I'm not going to blab about it, but it is going to be the Essence Liquid Ink for eyeliner and the Essence Lash Princess Mascara. These are just my holy grail. They never fail me, and they're like $3-4 bucks. Moving on to lips. For lip liner, this one was pretty easy for me. It is the Patrick Ta lip liners, and I love that they are slanted, and this is in the shade She's Bold. I'm actually wearing it on my lips today. I love a good neutral brown color. And then for lipstick, this was tough because for years and years and years, my go-to lipstick was from MAC Cosmetics called Fresh Brew. It was just my ride or die shade. I still own like 12 of them because I keep them everywhere, but I'm starting to kind of fall out of love with it. Not out of love, like I'll never buy it again, because I will, but like I'm bored of it, you know? So if I had to choose a lipstick for the rest of my life, I think I would go with one of the Gucci ones. I love the formula. It's so beautiful. They have this one, which is on my lips right now. It's called Susan Nude. And they also have this one, which I wear all the time, as you guys know. This one is called Carol Beige. So the dark one is the Susan Nude, which is on my lips right now. And the Carol Beige is basically my perfect nude shade. So I wear both of these all of the time. I think if I could only pick one, what do I pick? I think I would have to go with the Carol Beige, only because if I wear a super bright eye or something, it would go with every single eyeshadow look, you know? Whereas the darker one may not go with certain looks. I don't know. They're both beautiful. I wear them interchangeably. See, I'm starting to overthink this again. But I would have to say Carol Beige is probably my forever one. Okay, you guys, so those are all of the products that I picked. If I could only pick one from each category and I had to use it for the rest of my life, I think that the items I chose, I would be happy with. Like, I don't think I would get bored of them because they're already kind of my everyday go-tos, a lot of them. But let me know down in the comments what products you would choose from each category that you had to use for the rest of your life. If you have a channel here, definitely do this tag. It was way fun, but a lot harder than I thought it would be. Definitely took me like 3 days to choose products, which is probably way too long. But I would love to see what you guys pick. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give this video a thumbs up. If you are new, make sure you hit that subscribe button on your way out. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll see you all very soon. Bye, you guys.